is that I'm going to keyframe the rotation, and then I'm going to go down to 5, keyframe 5, and then I'm going to work on I'm going to try to get this so that it is flat for the most part. And then I'm going to add a keyframe. Now I'd like to do this with modeling, or when you're actually going ahead and rigging and stuff like that. And you can add keyframes for it, and then so if I want to go back to this view I can, but if I want to go back and work on my modeling on this particular view I can save it. And this is a good way to keep the perspective of or the rotation of something that you have, and while you're working on something else. So I'm going to rotate it. That's a nice view, and then I'm going to look at my polygon plate, and since I like to go smaller before I actually go ahead and make things big, I'm going to actually change the segments. I'm going to go down to, we do 4 segments each way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Hello. All right. So now that I have this, I'm going to turn on my this object selected. I'm going to head make it a editable. Now at this point in time, I can't add or take away segments, but I can always add more through doing polycutting. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scale this object so that for the most part, it is going to scale down correctly. Now the nice thing about using even numbers is that it's going to make it a lot easier for me to make this more of a uniform piece, because of the fact that this half up and this half down are going to be relatively exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and work with my vertices, and I am going to take these ones. I'm going to take all these ones right here and all these ones right here, and I'm going to scale them. So I'm going to scale them down this way, bring them in a little bit closer, and then I'm going to bring them down so that this top piece is right where it should be. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with the middle part. The reason why I didn't go along with those ones is that they're at a different height, and I can actually bring them in a little bit more together because it's a little bit of a thinner piece. Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that, and we're going to do it on this top part right here, this bottom part right here. If I keep working this way, and I make sure that I'm doing the exact same for every single step, then the nice thing about it is that even if the rotation is off a little bit, as long as I'm modeling exactly the same, it's going to work pretty good. Alrighty. So bring them in a little bit. This is a lot of just going back and forth. There we go. Actually, we'll bring that up, and we're going to use this to kind of start working out with the curvature. So I'm going to take these two, I'm going to bring them in a little bit, and I'm going to bring them down, and then I'm going to go ahead and select these two right here, and I'm going to bring them down a little bit. And I can't really see very much right here, but I have a nice highlight right here, so I can actually see what I'm going to be doing next. All right. Select these ones right here, and since this one's this section is a little bit better of a view, I'm actually going to use this as my guideline for the actual model itself. So this one may look like it's off a little bit, and I can actually tweak it more when I actually get it to where the other piece is. All right, so I got those in a little bit. Bring these ones. I'm gonna push it out a little bit. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna push it out just a little bit. Brings it out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these faces because I don't need them. So bam. The faces are gone. And now what we're going to do is, I think Magic School Bus is, hold on. I know who this is. I'll figure it out. All right. I think Magic School Bus is... Is that Chris, I think? Is it Chris? No, not Chris. Anyways, I will come on. Keep working. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my loop right here, and I'm going to add some geometry right here, and maybe a little bit geometry right there. And actually, what I should probably do is I should see what I'm going right here. So I'll probably need 24. So I'm going to keep it locked. I'm going to put 24. Keep it locked. There we go. No. There we go. And oh no, I went back too far. I made a horrible mistake. All right. All right, there we go. And the loop. All right, and I don't know what happened there, so. All right, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take these vertices, and do some more vertice modeling. Down, there you go. Want to bring it down a little bit, so I got to scale it a little bit more. There you go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the knife tool again. Make sure I go to the faces. There we go. right. Loop. I'm just gonna eyeball these. Why are you? That's something weird. Okay, so we'll just go over here on this edge. We're just gonna eyeball these. Probably not the best thing to do, but there we go. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna go ahead back and select the vertices. And I'm gonna bring these in just a little bit. And this allows us to take these two and translate it back over this way. So now I have a little bit of an edge. If I bevel that, it's gonna look pretty fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these, bring them out, up, right there. These need to come up a little bit too. And I can bring them out a little bit too. These need to come up a little bit also. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple more pieces of, a couple more cuts so that I can bring this up. Probably get away with like maybe a cut, maybe one or two cuts here. We'll see what we can do with just one cut. All right, so here we go. And cut right there. Actually, let's see where I was at with that. So like 35. We're just gonna try to get around. Oh, the opposite numbers. Fun. There we go. Around there. And we're gonna bring these vertices up. And this is super exciting. And we're gonna do one more cut on this particular piece right here. So 22, 22. All right, there we go with that. That looks relatively decent. That looks really nice. I'm going to actually go ahead and, since I have these geometry pieces, this needs to come up a little bit. I'm going to use these geometry pieces to try to smooth it out as best as I can. If I don't use them, it's kind of like wasting resources. So I need them for something else. I can, might as well use them. Bring it back down a little bit. I am just kind of eyeballing. Oh, looks like a nice. Let me just check the object itself. Probably get away with bringing this down just a little bit. All right. Okay, so now what I have here is a flat polygon. Bam, and you're like, oh, well, how can I go ahead and make that a little bit thicker? Pretty easy. Go ahead and select this. Go ahead and select all of the faces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get an extrude. And bam, I got a nice piece right there. Actually, we'll bring it out this way. Bam. And then if I wanted to go ahead and create a cap, and it's going to add a back to it also. All right. So now we're going to turn on the visibility of everything else. Oh no, that's fine. The visibility of everything else, and we're going to bring it out. And I might need to rotate this.